All right, let's talk about managing AI projects. If you've ever been involved in one, you know it's not like your typical software build. It can be unpredictable, super experimental, and honestly a little chaotic. So today, we're going to dig into a specific framework that's built to bring some much-needed structure to that chaos. Now, just so you know where this is coming from, what we're covering here is a deep dive into Chapter 6 of a much larger course on AI project management. We're really going to zero in on this one methodology because, frankly, it offers a pretty clever solution to some of the biggest headaches you'll find in AI. So let's just start with the big question, right? Why are these projects so darn difficult to manage in the first place? Well, unlike traditional software where you have clear spec, AI is just full of unknowns. You're dealing with experiments, with iterative model training, and this massive dependency on data. It's a whole different ballgame. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote comes straight from Cognilica, the very people who created the framework we're about to unpack. They spotted this huge gap where even popular methods like Agile just weren't cutting it for AI. They couldn't handle the unique challenges, and that's exactly why they built something new from the ground up. And that brings us right to their solution, the Cognitive Project Management for AI framework. You'll hear it called CPMAI for short. Okay, so here's the key takeaway. What CPMAI tries to do is give you, as a manager, the best of both worlds. You get the structure, the governance, the predictability you need to report upstairs, but you also give your data science teams the flexibility they need to experiment and innovate. It's all about striking that perfect balance. And listen, this isn't just some old project management process with the letters AI slapped on it. No. It was specifically designed to tackle the things that give AI managers nightmares, things other methodologies might totally miss. We're talking about dedicated steps for checking data quality, for rooting out model bias, and for planning how you're going to monitor the thing after it goes live. So, how does it actually work? Well, CPMI lays everything out in a super clear 7-phase roadmap. For anyone trying to manage one of these complex projects, this kind of structure gives you a predictable path from a simple idea all the way to a fully functioning AI system. It's your roadmap. And here are the 7 phases. You see, it starts with business and data understanding. Then you get into prep and development, evaluation and deployment, and you finish with ongoing maintenance. You can see right away how phases like data understanding and AI maintenance make this totally different from a standard IT project. Let's break this down. The first 3 phases, these are all about building a rock-solid foundation. It's about managing risk before you start spending the big bucks on development. You're forced to ask the tough questions up front. Do we really understand the business goal? Is our data any good? Have we prepped it correctly? Answering these early on prevents so many failures down the line. Okay, once that foundation is set, you move into building and operating. This is where the model gets developed, and then, this is so important, it gets rigorously evaluated. Not just for accuracy, but for things like bias and fairness, which can be huge business risks. And the project doesn't just stop at deployment. Phase 7, maintenance, is built right in. It acknowledges that AI models degrade over time and need to be constantly monitored and retrained. Now, a clear process is great, but if you're the one holding the purse strings, the real question is, how do I control this thing? How do I make sure we're not just throwing money into a black hole? Well, that's where CPMI's governance and decision gates really shine. The whole framework has these specific checkpoints, or gates, built right in between the phases. And these aren't just simple status updates. They are formal go or no-go decision points. The team has to prove that the project is still viable and ready before they get the green light to spend more time and money. It's your built-in risk management system. And here are the 4 big ones. Just think of these as the 4 critical questions every leader needs to ask. Gate 1, does this even make business sense? Gate 2, is our data good enough to build on? Gate 3, does the prototype actually work? And finally, the big one, Gate 4, are we really ready to go live? This structure gives you clear moments to step in and make smart decisions. Okay, so this is a pretty thorough framework. Which brings up a good question. Is it the right tool for every single AI project out there? Let's take a look at when it works best. So CPMAI really shines in places that need more structure. Think regulated industries like banking or healthcare, or maybe it's your team's first time doing an AI project and you need a solid guide. On the flip side, it might feel a little heavy for really small, simple projects, or for teams that are already AI pros and have their own agile flowdown. It's all about picking the right tool for the job. You know, this quote really nails it. The true value of CPMAI is that it finds that perfect middle ground. It gives you way more structure than a pure agile approach, which can get messy with AI, but it's not nearly as rigid or slow as an old school waterfall model. It's a structured approach for a very unstructured world.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As you look at your own projects, is your current management process really ready for the unique realities of AI? Because as this technology becomes more and more central to business, that's a question we all need to have a good answer for. Thanks for tuning in.